In the world of MMA, few things are as terrifying as stepping into a cage with a true monster. In honor of Halloween, here are the top 5 scariest fighters of all time. Let's dive into the most fearsome legends ever to haunt the Octagon, and as always, let's talk about it. Let's go into number 5. I'll let you take this first.
Okay, so my first person on my actual list, number 5, is Rampage Jackson. Yeah, some people might argue that he didn't do enough in the UFC, but in Pride he fought a ton, and I feel like a lot of his scarier knockouts were in Pride. Like, do you remember the slam?
That's
one?
why he's on my list.
The slam one, yeah.
Spoiler: he is on my list, but he's not first.
Yeah. Okay.
He's actually a little bit higher up.
I know.
It's that slam, and at that time in Pride, he was just a monster.
Yeah.
And then also, like, if you remember, I think it was on Tough when he got pissed off and broke the door and all
that door. Yeah.
It's just something, and it's so weird to watch him now. Like, he's so chilled, so relaxed. But that time, he scared the shit out of me.
I also think it's also his his lack of control for his anger. Like when he was in the UFC, he would just he had a very low.
And also, if you
threshold
think the stuff he did to Chuck Liddell, he beat him twice.
Yeah.
No one beats Chuck Liddell.
Yeah.
And he knocked him out. It wasn't even close. But we'll get back to that when he's on my list. My fifth fighter, call it recency biased, I don't care. I think most of y'all would agree. And Mr. V will back me up on this one from what I'm going to say. But my fifth is Potan.
Yes. Okay, yes. He's also on my list. He's a little high on my list though. But I think the reason why both of us say Pereira is because when he first came into the UFC, we didn't know much about him. We'll admittedly say that.
The first fight you watched the same as me was Strickland, right?
Yeah, we didn't know much about him. We didn't know the history with him and Izzy. I mean, we like saw.
Yeah, keep in mind at that time, obviously, as you'll know, I wasn't doing YouTube at that time, so I weren't as invested into looking at the backgrounds of fighters. At that time, I was just like, this is just one scary motherfucker.
Yeah.
I do not want to be obsessed with him.
It's
the way he stares.
Yeah. We literally just saw him and we were like damn. Like, we had no idea of the skill he possessed or any of the history that his background.
I just knew he had to be somewhat good to be ranked.
Yeah. And then just the look of him was like damn, okay. Like, and I remember specifically calling you talking about it, and we spoke about it, like, damn, this guy looks scary as hell. So yeah, I think that's definitely valid. And my fourth person is Francis Ngannou. So and I'm right. Like, you forgot about it, right? I
never forget about him.
Just because he's not there anymore, you tend to forget just how scary.
No, we were literally just talking about him versus Ferran Pereira.
Fair enough. Okay, so let me tell you why he's on my list. Right. Okay. Firstly, looking at this man, he is a massive human being.
He's insane.
Yeah, he looks scary first. Okay, I'll get that out of it. He looks scary first, and then
we should be the first thing on
that's he just looks scary. That's number one, right? Then if you look at what he's capable of, he had the world record for the hardest punch.
Yeah.
Like, is that a man you want to get in the ring with?
No,
in the cage with him. Like, that is like,
look at what he did to Overeem.
Exactly, that was insane. That was the fight where they said that he had the hardest punch.
I think it was after that they tested
because that was insane. And
it was an uppercut or something.
It was
it was his whole mouth.
It was like one of those, like, just swinging, like, he just like full power.
You know what? Honestly, you know what makes him scarier? It's when he became the mythical fighter, Patient Ngannou.
Yeah. When everyone
after the Stipe lost,
everyone rated Ngannou on his striking. He was always a striker, but then when he fought Cyril Gane and he showed us man can wrestle too,
he did that now makes against
him even more
Ferreira.
scarier. Yes, exactly. He just won now, so exactly.
And people will discredit because he's not in the UFC. It was still it wasn't a favorable fight for him. Yeah. It's a bigger guy. He's been laid off. He just got knocked out. Yeah. He could have easily been scared, but he finished him.
Exactly.
Insane power. Fair enough. I can't even argue with that one. He's not on my list. He should have even been on.
He's definitely a fighter that people forget about. That's what
he doesn't get the respect he deserves. Because people forget he's still the lineal UFC heavyweight champion.
Yeah, technically.
As much as a bitch is the champion at the moment.
We'll come back to that.
So my fourth one is the runaway John Jones.
So you put John Jones at 4.
Yeah.
Not even top 3.
No.
Okay.
It was close.
You know what?
It was close.
Let's wait.
So
okay.
let me explain it. Right.
No,
Remember
wait.
my criteria.
Wait on Jones though. Wait on Jones.
Because he's on your list.
He's obviously on
okay,
my
but let me
list
explain
too,
why he's a bit low. I won't explain the reasons he's on the list, but why he's lower for me. Remember, my criteria was one, who would I not want to see in a dark alley? Obviously, Jones is someone you would not want to see in a dark alley. The second reason is, so mine weren't dominance. Remember, he said was fight dominance. So obviously, there's no one who's been more dominant than John Jones. But for me, it was also who I would want to stand across the cage. Now, the thing is, light heavyweight Jones, I don't want to go near you.
Yeah.
Heavyweight Jones looks so nice and friendly, all poofy and fluffy.
I think you're right. Okay, let's wait on Jones.
Okay.
Let me go to my third.
Okay, let me go to my third one because you did.
No, wait. You're on my third one first because it's actually.
No, because mine. So mine is Rampage.
Okay.
So we both spoke to Rampage.
Yeah,
Why is he? Okay, let's change this. Why is Pereira higher than Rampage for you?
For me, he's higher than Rampage because I feel like, firstly, as I said, we spoke about this already, was his demeanor. Look at him and he is scary as hell, right?
When he's bald.
He's bald, yes.
When he's
and like,
friendly.
also think about that Pereira that we saw when he first came into the UFC, right? That was a Pereira that never smiled. Like now you see Pereira smile. Now you like, you didn't even know the man could smile. Like, he was just, exactly. He was that guy at that point, right? And why I rate him higher than Rampage is because of the skill that this man has. He is such a technical fighter. It is just so impressive to watch him fight.
Do you think he beat Rampage? Prime Rampage. I know that's a different conversation.
It is a different conversation, I think. But you know what? I actually think he just might. I think he would.
I think he would be very close.
It would be close, but I do think that he would come up on top.
But also, I don't think.
But also, we're talking about both of them in their prime, right? Not a Pereira that's aging now.
No. So for me, prime Pereira would be this year.
Yeah.
You have to say, right?
Yeah.
Based on everything he's done, I think Pereira hasn't versed a puncher. Obviously, there's not a video we're doing who versus who, but I don't think he's versed a power puncher yet. That's can challenge him with the knockout. Yes, Khalil.
I was going to say Khalil was powerful,
but would you say he's more powerful than Rampage? No.
I guess not. But
and if Pereira versus the Pride version of Rampage, it would be such a good fight. But let's leave that. You all let us know in the comments, and I promise you, I will be.
I just want to leave you with something. I think about Rampage Jackson. Rampage Jackson is a very he's a very aggressive fighter, and Pereira is a very calm and technical, a very technical fighter. So you have that technical striking against someone that's just really aggressive.
It will be a thing of either Pereira's gonna be patient and wait, or Rampage will be able to make it ugly. Because if he makes it ugly, I think Rampage will win. But if you play Pereira's, because another thing we never mentioned that makes Pereira scary, those leg kicks.
Oh yeah. I'm
sorry, but I would not want to take a leg kick from him. Like obviously that's obvious, but you those who watch UFC will understand. Like that's terrifying. He just breaks people's legs.
And the thing is, if you don't watch UFC, people be like, they see a leg and be like, no, I can take that.
Exactly. Our friend, I'm not gonna say his name, but he was like, I was like, would you take Justin Gaethje's leg kick?
Gaethje's leg kick.
He's like, I still think Gaethje has the best leg kick in the UFC currently, but he was like. Yeah, I'll take it. He's a smaller guy. Keep in mind, this guy is about 115 kilos, which is about 250 pounds more or less. So he's obviously a big guy. And not fat, like built. And he was like, Gaethje's so much lighter, I'll take it. He's mad. He's insane.
Absolutely. Right? The thing is, if you don't watch UFC, you just don't get that. Like, you just don't understand just how bad leg kicks are. Or body shots for that matter. Like people always think, getting hit in your face is the worst thing that can happen to you. And yes, it is. But if you've taken a proper body shot in your life,
I took light body shots when a hint for the future. I'm gonna start training. So we sparred. I took a few body shots and I was like out. I never fall, but like, through it was bad.
You feel that, and keep in mind we were just light sparring. Like you take a proper body shot.
Especially if you have to take a liver shot.
That's just it's like a switch. It's like lights out. Like it's like you can't even control it. Like at that point. So yes, that was just a little caveat there.
Okay, so
moving on.
You had Pereira, Rampage.
Okay.
Who's your second fighter?
Okay, I don't know if you have this on your list, right? But I think you would consider it valid though. Okay. So my second most scariest fighter is Khabib Nurmagomedov, right?
Okay.
So
so based on your criteria,
it's as I said, it was a different criteria for each fighter. Like if you look at all the other ones, I did explain why. So with Khabib, it's more of again dominance, yes, but also just what he is capable of. His wrestling skill, in my opinion, is next to none in the UFC.
It's not close.
There is no one close. People say yes, Islam is good, but in my opinion, if Prime Khabib beats him every time. Yeah. Like there is just, I've never seen wrestling.
There's no fighter in lightweight history that beats Khabib.
In my opinion too, definitely. I just think that Khabib's wrestling is something I have just never seen before. In a real fight, he wrestled as if he was just wrestling, sparring in a gym.
Pound for pound,
exactly.
Wrestling, he beats everyone.
He beat everyone. Yeah. Like so, for me, in that sense, that scares me. Like
especially because your criteria, you said that you took it as also dominance.
Dominance, yes. Who was more dominant than him in the lightweight division?
Keep in mind, we never saw the best of Khabib.
That is a very good point.
He was just entering his prime. I think
he was like 28, 29. And then
he was about 30 when he retired.
Yeah.
Which is just where the prime starts.
Entering your prime, exactly. Yeah. And he would still be champ today. He would probably just be retiring now. At this point, he'd be retiring. Yeah. So I think anyone that knows anything about UFC could definitely understand why I put Khabib up there.
So some people might think that this is
your second one.
So some people might think that this is planned. Keep in mind, we promise we haven't spoken about this.
We haven't. Yeah.
We didn't. Yeah. The only we spoke about plan for this video, but we never say anything about it.
There are some fighters they're obviously going to be like Jones would be.
So let me explain why people might think this is big. My second one is Tony Ferguson.
Okay, I actually didn't see that coming, not at all. Yeah. Like I had some guesses, but I didn't see Tony Ferguson being there. Okay.
Yeah, because that wasn't even your honorable mention.
That wasn't even honorable mention.
Think about
you're talking about
Cucuy.
At the Anthony Pettis fight. The Anthony Pettis, that's the one.
Like this video now that I'm going to put on screen, look at him.
Yeah.
That's not a man who's right in his mind.
That was a proper brawl. That was like the blood fest in that fight.
So the video that I'm talking about that they would have seen now is the one where he's smiling with the blood dripping. I'm sorry, I'm not getting in the cage with him. I'm a lot bigger, right? I am 280 pounds at the moment, right? Yeah. I'm not getting in the cage.
Yeah, fair enough. I think with Tony Ferguson, people sleep on him just because of his situation now. Currently.
That's what I'm saying. Newer fans, fair enough. Yeah. Before Justin Gaethje.
Yeah. If you watch literally any fight before that, he was so good,
and
so
I think
fun
a lot of
to
people
watch.
probably had Ferguson beating Gaethje.
I did.
Exactly.
I did, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Some people might say that this might have been planned because you obviously have Khabib and Ferguson fight broke down 5 times. Yeah. If you want to know about it, go watch my Tony Ferguson video. It will be linked in the description. But in his prime, he's terrifying. Yeah. Like I find him scarier than Rampage, than Pereira, all of that, because his whole demeanor the whole time was.
Also, think about that version of Tony Ferguson. He was like no one could knock him out, no one could sub him. He was just like indestructible in a way at that point.
Even at in his tough fight, when he was on his back and he got the guy up at the, I think it's called the heel kick, when he kicked him upwards.
When he was
knocked him out. Terrifying. Yeah. His knockout in the final of the tough season. Terrifying. Yeah. If you just look at this guy's highlights, it's insane. Even at the start of the Gaethje fight, when he was still like fresh, it was terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, even like going into that fight, like the first round, so I still thought like Ferguson was winning this thing. Exactly. And obviously Gaethje just pulled the biggest upset at the point. So and then that led to that's a whole other sad story.
That's what I'm saying. People might have thought that I planned the Khabib versus Tony team.
Fair enough, though,
in terms of scary, I do think I would be more scared of Tony at that time than I would have looked, just based on my criteria, which was the looks and stuff like that. I'd be more scared of Tony. But now for the big one, the one we've both been waiting for. I'll go first.
Yeah, because at this point it's pretty obvious. Yeah, it's pretty obvious at this point. Yeah, so you go first.
So my first is someone that you didn't mention. Okay. The ex-murderer, Wanderlei Silva.
Okay. No, I can see why you would go with him. Definitely.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Like if you're going off looks, there's no fighter that looks scarier. Yeah. I'm sorry. There just isn't.
Also, this may be a little not biased, but it may sound a little strange. But I think the fact that he also can't speak English, the fact that like
it adds that
it adds like
the thing is with Pereira, what makes him scarier is like now he speaks a bit more English,
but like when
but
someone
at the time
can't
it's just
speak
like it adds that fear because you don't understand.
Yes, exactly. It's like this person looks scary now, and then you also can't understand what they're saying to you.
Yeah, they could be.
It just adds to that.
They could be saying the nicest thing ever.
Yeah.
But
you just really don't know. It's just like the way they say this, and these guys have like these gruff voices, these really strong voices.
Like he's also Brazilian, like Potan.
Drama.
Like that one makes Pereira scary, and Van is even scarier than him, in my opinion. And who has a scarier nickname? Ex-murderer. Like just look at the things he did in. I think he was also in Pride, right?
I think actually not sure.
Okay, so as I said, he was in Pride. He was a Pride champion.
Yeah. Also, another thing I wanted to say, didn't he beat Rampage Jackson?
Yes.
He beat Rampage. So to add to why he would be first on your list,
and why he'd be
about
the
person, he actually beat one of the other.
He's one of the scariest people I've seen.
Like literally on my list.
Keep in mind, I don't think there's a better. Don't look at Muay Thai and that's different. Like if you have to go to one championship, but in the clinch, there was no one scarier. Once he hooked you here, you were done. The fight was over. His knees, everything for me, the scariest. I would not want to go near him. I'm a fan of his. I wouldn't even ask him for a picture. Now, at his big age, at 48, I still would be too scared to ask him.
Also, what I really like about you putting him first is that, like, on my list, I don't have anyone that actually fought each other yet.
I have something.
So like, it's cool that you got him first because he actually beat one of your other guys, Rampage Jackson.
In the same way, like how Yo Romero is an honorable mention. Izzy beat him and Pereira beat Izzy. But he's terrifying. I can't even. I'm scared talking about it.
Okay.
Who's your number one?
Okay, so my number one is obviously John Jones, right? So you also had him on your list. So let's discuss the reasons why we had him, right? Okay. I'll go first, right? So my main reason for
another person with an awesome nickname, Bones.
Johnny Bones.
Bones.
So the main reason why I had him was firstly, dominance, right? There is no one more dominant than Jones.
Still today,
right?
no
and
one
I think, if I'm not mistaken, the one elbow that he did which goes on his like loss or whatever.
It's now legal.
It's now legal, exactly. So
it doesn't change the record.
It doesn't change it, but
if he fought today, it would have been.
But let's be real, it's not like that fight was going sideways.
He lost that fight because he was beating him too much.
Exactly. You couldn't have said it any better. So so dominance, there is no one more dominant than Jones.
You know what's the one that made me scared of him? You know when he chokes out and drops Lyoto Machida against the cage?
Oh, the guillotine one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The way he drops him and his body just falls.
And the thing is, he made it look so effortless.
And he walks away like, die, I don't care.
And you know, people want to talk about heavyweight Jones, right? Being so like, you mentioned earlier, like he's so cute and cuddly. That's what you said. I'm like, that's crazy. Look at how easily he submitted Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane is not.
I'm gonna tell you now. People act like Gane was not a fucking great fighter.
Like that is crazy.
Now people are saying, "Oh, it was an easy fight for Jones because we could see that Gane has no wrestling."
That is so stupid.
But also everyone was giving credit to Gane. Gane is still one of the fastest strikers and the best strikers in the heavyweight division. Okay, it is a bit bullshit that now they want to maybe give him a interim title shot also, and that, which is nonsense. But like Jones, if you just what he did to Gane and the speed at which he did it,
exactly,
it was over. I think in like 2 to 3 minutes. It was
quick. It was like a minute. I think it was in round one. And the thing is, also taking into account there was a groin shot, right? A groin kick. If you remove that, it would have been even faster. Like it's just so that's just a quick thing about heavyweight Jones, right? But let's talk about light heavyweight Jones, which is obviously where the bulk of his career was. Jones won the title at the age of 23 years old, the youngest UFC champ ever, right?
My age.
Yeah, he's 23 years old, exactly. And that's when at your age, he already won the UFC title, and he kept
I'll probably win it by like 30, but...
So from that age he won the title, and he just never lost from there. Any time that he didn't have the title was due to like
himself.
testing, his own reasons.
His fault.
It was never a point where
it was never his fight. It was never something
exactly,
in the cage.
Exactly. And then to add to that fear or scary aspect of things, look at the fight between Jones versus Daniel Cormier. My God, the rivalry between them, Jones versus Cormier.
No, one or two.
Talking about both, right? Both, right? The rivalry between them in itself, right? If I'm not mistaken, in the first fight, remember DC, as much as people look at him, he's like, okay, he's a little big and stuff like that. They think he's not scary. DC is an Olympic gold medalist. He is.
No, some of the knockouts.
The thing is, people sleep on Daniel Cormier.
Just because now he's this awesome, funny, I love the Dagestanis guy.
Yeah.
People think that he won all that, and because of what Jones did to him.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, if Jones never exists, Cormier probably would have been the light heavyweight GOAT. Like
only lost to Stipe and Jones.
Yeah.
Who else did he lose to in the UFC?
And he beat Stipe.
And the thing is, he wins the title at light heavyweight. Daniel Cormier beats everyone else, right? Then he comes back to Jones. Only person he couldn't beat. Jones beats him both times in both fights.
There is an asterisk on one because I think he was on PEDs the first fight.
Yeah, but I think the second fight was just that.
Personally, I don't think the PEDs made a difference.
Same.
In my opinion, I think the skill difference was there because yes, the strength in that was enhanced, but he beat him with skill.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. And why I'm bringing up Daniel Cormier's history is because you need to understand that Daniel Cormier is also up there. He is one of the GOATs in my opinion. And Jones beat him.
I've told you he's on my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like as I was saying about their rivalry, right? I think there's this interview where where Daniel Cormier is telling Jones that, because of his wrestling, he will take him down, and Jones can't stop him. So Jones told him, okay, I challenge you to take me down 5 times in the fight, just 5 times, and you will not do it. And I think he says that Jones said that he will take him down every time in that fight. He's not going to be able to stop him. And he did exactly that. He just dominated Daniel Cormier at his own game. And I think that is the scariest thing. Like I myself, I love wrestling, right? I think that I'm much better than that than actual striking. And if someone is able to come into the cage with me and dominate me in the discipline that I feel like I'm best at, that is scary as hell.
Yeah.
So in that in itself just tells me that is.
So for
scary.
me, the part that makes me scary is. So sometimes fighters say shit, and they're just saying shit.
Yeah.
Kobe Covington, McGregor.
Yeah.
When John Jones told Cormier that he's gonna kill him, I believed him.
Oh yeah.
But when he said that, and the look in his eyes, and I think Cormier's response was, "You think I'm gonna let you kill?"
Yeah.
You
have no choice. You have no
because
choice. Like
if Jones wanted to kill any human being hand to hand, he'll do it.
Yeah.
Jones walks into any room that doesn't have Espinal in, and he leaves.
Okay, yeah.
But in my opinion, he's terrifying. Yeah. Like even for my criteria, the fighters you wouldn't want to be in a cage. Bro, the look in his eyes when he was I'm not gonna say 23, but like that 25 to 27.
Basically, his prime. His peak was a lot faster than a lot of other fighters because.
So for me, the reason why he's not the highest there is a lot. You can't deny there's a lot of asterisks on his career.
Yes. Just one other thing I want to say that in the second Daniel Cormier fight, so you mentioned that he got tested or something and stuff like that. So some issues there.
The second one was 10.
In the second one was 10. He even said. He said this really cool line. He told like it was, I think it was at a press conference where DC was telling him that, oh no, you were you were doing like
doing cocaine
and stuff like that, right? And then Jones is like, I did a weekend of cocaine and I beat you after that.
I think it was like nothing. I beat you off a weekend of cocaine,
something like that, right? Like that too, like saying things like that, like yes, and he actually did that. It didn't matter, like, and people would say like, I was watching an interview with what's his name, Aljamain Sterling, right? Aljamain Sterling. He was on Mighty Mouse's podcast, right? And he said like moments when he was training with Jones.
He said Jones got him into MMA.
Yeah, he was training with Jones like at that early stages, and he said that Jones would like before a fight would go out on that weekend, drink, get wasted, and then just go the next week and just finish the fight like nothing. So things like that is like a fighter that like normally you would think like, okay, if I'm going to train
to be that dominant.
Yeah, you would think you need to be so disciplined. You think a fight would be like Khabib. Like Khabib, exactly.
There's no fighter more disciplined, everything.
Jones showed you that he can do whatever he wants.
Not
and
you can
still, he can do it. And it just made no difference. He will still finish you every
he didn't
time.
Care.
So those reasons,
obviously, we have to mention the assists because you can't not. The cocaine, the hit and run.
Yeah.
Okay, they got nothing to do with the fight, but the Reyes fight.
He has some stains on his career in that sense, but I don't think we can
that's
ever say...
That's the only reason why I can't put him as the GOAT.
But
even though that's not the check what we're talking about today.
We can't... Yes, those are the stains in his career, but none of that has to do with his actual skill in the cage.
That's the thing.
That is why I rate him so highly, because yes, I can't say I agree with everything he does outside the cage, but in the cage, he's just second to none.
To be honest, I would question you if you agree outside the cage.
That's obvious. Why would I agree with those things? But as I said, in the cage, he's second to none.
And, let's be
honest, that's what I watch UFC
he's
for.
He's probably going to kill Stipe.
Yes.
Stipe is fucked.
Definitely. I mean, the biggest upset will be if Stipe wins that fight.
Wins,
that is...
Bro, you are not going to see me for a month because I know you do. The way I'm going to...
But the thing is, you also agree that Jones is going to win.
I think Jones is going to kill him.
So it's like we both will be in shock. But like for me...
No, but I'm not going to let it go.
Anytime.
What about Stipe, bro?
But I mean, that's the fight game. It's so unpredictable. It could happen, but I mean, realistically, I think there's a very, very low chance it happens with Stipe because Jones is just at this level.
And Stipe's been out of the game for like 4 years
Exactly.
now.
At least Jones was not as active as well, but I mean, at least he had to
fought
fight longer.
in the past 2 years.
Exactly.
And
against someone that was young.
Those fights were supposed to happen like 2 years ago. Jones got injured. There's no one fought.
Yeah. And then Stipe got injured again and got pushed further, right? I'm just saying, also, Jones didn't just fight someone his age when he came back to heavyweight division. He fought someone like a young fighter in his prime.
A young bull. That's what he fought.
Exactly. So it's not like he fought someone.
Because most people know that Khan wasn't supposed to be the person fighting for the title. But he was the only choice they had. But
it's not to say that Khan wasn't.
Still, in my opinion, he's definitely up there as scariest. The only reason I can't put him first is the asterisks. And I just find him Vanderlei Silva scarier.
Fair enough, I think with Jones, he's built such a character for himself now that in itself is scary enough for me. Like, I would never step in the ring with him.
Like the other part that makes it scary is the fact that, as we said, the fact that you can be that dominant to the best of the best while being on drugs and shit the weekend before.
Exactly. It's exactly as I said. It's like those are things not normal people can do.
He's not normal.
Exactly. He's like an anomaly, and
his body was built for fighting. The thin calves, the long limbs, everything. I think Rogan said,
the longest reach in UFC, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think so. I think he has a longer reach than some of the
Ngannou. No, definitely Ngannou, man, because
Ngannou had one of the longer ones. But
but Jones has a longer reach than him.
We're obviously gonna talk about him versus Espinal, the fight that's not gonna happen.
But that has to be discussed.
We'll talk about it later.
Yes,
we'll make another video.
That is something to stay tuned for.
But anyways, thank you for coming.
Yeah, it was fun.
This is Mr. V. Yes. Let us know who's your guys' list at the bottom. I promise you within the first 2 days I'm gonna reply to every comment. So let me know. And if you disagree with anyone on the list, let me know. Also, again, if you enjoyed this video, maybe check out this documentary on Demetrius Johnson and why, in my opinion, he is the forgotten GOAT of MMA. But as always, I'll check you next time.